Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Phil Peterson. Along with the EBTV technical crew, we welcome you to J. Doyle Field in East Brunswick. Today we kick off our 2003 girls soccer campaign with a GMC Red Division match between the J.P. Stevens Hawks and the Lady Bears of East Brunswick. A new era begins today for the Lady Bears. In 2002, East Brunswick finished with a record of 17-4-2. However, graduation hit the Lady Bears hard, and this season will begin with only 3 starting seniors. Coach Lou Cosa, in his 27th year at the helm, finds his team not at the top of the GMC preseason poll for the first time in recent memory. Look for this to be a motivating factor in the Lady Bears season, as they are now the hunter rather than the hunted. For the J.P. Stevens Hawks, first-year head coach Chris Nixon brings in a heavily senior-laden squad, with 7 starters providing the leadership for an up-and-coming team. Last year, the Hawks finished with a record of 6-12-1. After an early season 8-0 beating by the Lady Bears, J.P. Stevens stormed back to gain a 3-3 tie with East Brunswick, followed by a close 2-1 defeat in the GMC tournament. Look for J.P. Stevens to build upon their recent close matches with the Lady Bears. We will find out today whether Coach Coates' gang are in a rebuilding mode or are simply reloading their arsenal. Go grab your snacks and your favorite seat, as we'll be back in a minute for the kickoff of today's action. We're almost ready for the start of today's action as the Bears circle up their pregame psych mode. Last-minute instructions from Coach Cosa. Let's give you the starting lineups first for the J.P. Stevens Hawks. At forward, Bernadette Gorsica, Katie Spadoro, and Joanne Johnson all up front. In the midfield, Captain Lindsay James, Jenna Smith, and Kendra Goss. In the back, Sophia Madraswala, Brittany Mullings, Shania Goss, and it's sweeper Ashley Rake, and in goal, Lauren Mordecai. For the East Brunswick Lady Bears in their home white with the green shorts going from right to left on your screen. Up front, you've got number 5, Christy Lang, and number 6, Casey Caruso. In the midfield, you've got senior captain Lisa Chin, along with Lauren Esposito and Anna Wallace. At stopper, you've got Stephanie Blanner and Katrina Miklik. Back at sweeper, Ariel Tagger, and in goal, junior Amanda Nagy. We're underway at the first match of the season in the GMC Conference. Shania Goss restarting with the long throw. Headed back by Knoppenberger. Down the wing goes Lauren Esposito on the left side, trying to catch up to that. Good defense by Lindsay James. And she's taken down, but it'll be a throw-in for the Hawks. This weather feels more like October right now. We had a beautiful stretch this week. All of a sudden, cloudy, cool, very windy. I guess perfect soccer weather. Bears in their usual 2 forward, 3 midfielder, 2 stopper, sweeper, and keeper setup. Knoppenberger with the ball. Over to Chin in the middle. Trying to switch fields, kind of duffs the kick. Miklik with quick pursuit, toe pokes it ahead, but just out of the reach of Lauren Esposito. We'll play 2 40-minute halves. If there is overtime, we will play as a golden goal, 2 5-minute overtimes. And right now, J.P. Stevens is coming in with a bit of confidence. Actually, first-year coach Chris Nixon a little nervous at the outset since she has such a heavy reliance on seniors this year. Even in her first season, her first game, thinks the pressure is on her to produce with the talent she's got out there. Carrie Smith plays it across to Blanner, drop back to Ariel Tagger. Anna Wallace on the right, pokes it through, good play. Breaking in, Christy Lang on the right. Goalie's coming out and slides it just past her into the net for a goal. And the Bears jump out on top 1-0. Just under 3 minutes into the game, Christy Lang scores on a nice through pass from Anna Wallace. And in a supposed rebuilding year against a pest of an opponent, the Lady Bears jump on top quickly. Just the kind of beginning that Coach Kosa was hoping for. He's got a very youthful, enthusiastic squad this year. I guess any team that loses the talent that they've had the past 2 years is always going to be question marks. But good youth programs all around help to make a good high school team. Knoppenberger one times it out. Caruso out wide. Brittany Mullings over to Johnson. Esposito, nice fake, trying to keep it in. And just out of her reach. Tagger bounces off Gorsica's legs. Nagy taking charge in the back. That's what you want to see out of a keeper. A lot of talking and assertiveness out of your keeper certainly gives you confidence. Tough call by the official. Looked like Caruso was still onside when the ball got played through, but nonetheless, J.P. Stevens with a restart about near midfield. Esposito, Caruso shielding the ball. Back to Esposito. Offside by Christy Lang. She knew it. Looks like Stevens is trying to push up offensively right off the bat. The Bears need to be either A, a little more patient, or B, make the quicker through passes. Or it's going to be a long day of whistles. Esposito down the left side. Pokes it to Caruso. Back to Esposito. Nice play. And Lauren Mordecai, just a half a step quicker than Esposito, that ball. Prevents it from a 2-0 deficit early. Chen. Trying to find some space. A little too much dribble in the middle there. Kerry Smith finds Lang on the right. Trying to take the defender on one-on-one, but quickly double teamed. any number of people offside that time. If you're just joining us, we're 7 minutes into the first half of the opening game for both teams of the 2003 girls varsity soccer campaign. The Lady Bears jumping on top just under 3 minutes in. Anna Wallace putting a nice through pass to Christy Lang, who beat a oncoming keeper and slotted one into the open net for a quick 1-0 lead. The Hawks will get their first threat as number 14, Jenna Smith, will line up this corner kick. Teammate starting outside the box, looking to run on her signal. In-swinger missed by everybody, including Katie Spadoro, who had a wide open net if she could have just gotten a foot on it. Nice dish off by Christy Lang. Smith to Esposito. Blanner in the midfield. Well, I will say that was not a good call, but I think the referee missed the defender that was right in front of him that time, as both Lang and Chin would have walked the ball into the net. Quicker release of these passes, and the score is going to escalate. Stevens leaving a lot of gaps in the back there, and an enthusiastic bunch of Lady Bears out there today. Everybody moving together. But there's a large bench full of people on the sideline waiting to go in, and inevitably they will all get in today. Wallace with the header, just too far ahead of Lang. Tagger. Miklik. Nice move by Gorsica. Tap back in. It'll be a foot race between Spadoro and Caroline Knoppenberger. Spadoro wins it. Cross to the middle. Left-footed. Oh, just wide by Lindsay James. Good combination from Gorsica over to James. James did about the only thing she could, hit a volley right out of the air, and it just went to the wide left of the post. Nagy with the goal kick right to Christine Lane. Lang with two defenders. She's got Caruso if she could see her. Bears is showing a lot of offensive push right now. A little bit more of a foot by Miklik. I wish she had that one back. Chin, nice shield. Lang is about 3 yards offside of that ball gets played. Quick shot and a goal by Lisa Chin. Defender gave her just a split second, and Chin took good high advantage of that and blasted one just over the top of the keeper into the center of the net, and the Bears are up 2-0. You know, the past 4 years, you've had a tendency to, well, maybe not so much in 2002, but certainly at a good deal the last 4 years has been a reliance on All-American Heather O'Reilly, who basically set the scoring records. But now it's got to be more of a team effort if they want to accomplish something. And right now, Lady Bears are looking very strong. So Old Bridge and Piscataway, take note. I mentioned at the beginning that the fall sports previews in the paper did not have the Lady Bears at the top of the conference, probably the first time in a long time. And I think that takes a lot of pressure off the coach and the kids. They're not expected to be that strong. Blanner from long range. And it's usually difficult early in the season when you've got kids who probably play. Virtually everybody plays on a different club team outside of the varsity season. It's a major effort trying to meld everybody together into one unit, but looks good so far. Nice move by James, and Nagy on top of that all the way. Lang anticipated that bounce, got Caruso going through, and she's offside by a good 2-3 yards. I may run out of ink on all these offsides on the paper here. Touched through by Christine Lane. Blanner. Christy Lang playing with a little bit of savvy when the approaching ball, trying to deke out the defender. Nice ball swung left by Blanner. Esposito in a foot race. Little too hard in the touch. Smith with a volley. Caruso. Esposito in on the left alone. Kind of loses her footing a little. Now she's got two defenders to take on. Wallace and Kendra Goss in a battle. Wallace wins that one. See what she does. Oh, just wide across the goal mouth. Had a lousy angle, but she made a great effort to get that ball and put it out front. Just a tough angle to try to score from. Not quite sure what the call was back there, unless the throw was supposed to be the other way. Esposito, Lang, kind of flails away at that one. And we've got substitutes lined up on the J.P. Stevens side. Jackie Might in defense now for the J.P. Stevens. We'll get the other two shortly. Spadaro, Mullings, and Jenna Smith checking out for a brief rest. Another offside call. Esposito looking for movement, finds Chin. Nice ball across the Lang. Just couldn't control it. Wallace, drop pass over to Miklik. James with a nice through ball to number 12, Nicole Breslaw. Leonard and Oppenberger. Up to Wallace. Just loses control, and Kendra Goss will toss it back in. Blanner with a no-look pass to nobody. Head up. And once again, got to look at your target before you make those blind passes in the middle of your own end of the field. It'll come. It's early in the season. Esposito. Right down the middle, got Chin. She can volley it over the keeper. Just wide right. Lauren Mordecai, the keeper for J.P. Stevens, started to come out. Then she started to go back in. Wasn't quite sure what she wanted to do. If Chin was hoping to just get a volley just over the top of her head for an easy goal, but didn't get that opportunity. Chin lines up again, wide left. And we got Caitlin Westcott and Jessica Campbell warming up along the sidelines for the Lady Bears. As we're almost midway through this first half, actually about 19 minutes in. Lady Bears leading by a score of 2-0 on early goals from Christy Lang and Lisa Chin. Good way to kick off the 2003 campaign. And I'm sure they'll all be making tapes of this game. Do we get any royalties when they do that? Guess not. Nicole Bresaw loses control and waiting for the referee's signal of substitute. You know what's going to happen? We get this nice cool weather now. In those mid-October games, it'll be 90 degrees outside here. And a referee will halt play so we can bring in some fresh blood out there. Caitlin Westcott and Jessica Campbell replace Anna Wallace and Christy Lang for the Lady Bears. Oppenberger, nice step up, quick release. She's got Caruso going in. And she scores. Casey Caruso in her first game, the freshman scores to put the Bears up 3-0. It's got to be a thrill for the freshman. First varsity game of the season to break the ice. I'm sure with so much time and space, she was a little nervous, just hoping that she gets the right shot off. But a great job on that, and the Bears are putting this game away early. Actually, the goal was terrific, but it was a very nice play by Caroline Knoppenberger to recognize Caruso breaking through there and getting the pass off before she put herself in an offside position. And with a 3-0 lead midway through the first, Caruso's in again. Well, not a good call by the official. I think sometimes the guys don't realize that the offside should be whistled when the pass is initiated, not when it's received. And Caruso was certainly onside by a good couple of yards that time. Sprinting in, Westcott. Esposito to Chen. Look for Coach Kosa to be getting a few more bodies out there pretty soon. Fumbled by the referee. Sorry about that, referee. So fumbled by the keeper, but some contact, and the Hawks will try to get some offensive movement here, as it's been a very one-sided affair at this point. Esposito with the header. Miklik, who is a pit bull out there on defense. Esposito down the left flank. Gets the ball across. Oh, just headed over the bar. Good effort out there. And Christy Lang will come back in, replacing Casey Caruso. Chen got the angle, sets it up and scores. Well, this is certainly not what anybody was expecting after our two very close games at the end of the season last year. The Lady Bears are just pouring on right now. 24 minutes into the first half, and they find themselves up 4-0. Melissa Marzak in the game now, taking up the left midfield position. Blanner faked herself out that time. Tagger over to Carrie Smith. Chen with a one-touch. Oh, nice deke by Jessica Campbell. And she'll put it forward. Guess the ball did roll out of bounds. The referee's signaling for a throw-in. Chen bobbing and weaving, dancing, prancing, and the ball ends up in East Brunswick's end. Nagy, good take charge keeper out there. That's going to build a lot of confidence in the defense. And you got a keeper who's going to be assertive. Nice through pass. Campbell on the right. Trying to swing it down the middle. Lang waiting for it. And it's in. Christy Lang with her second goal of the game. And we'll give an assist to Jess Campbell on that for some hard work. Got the ball nicely forward to Lang, and a lot of backspin on that ball, but it did go over the line. Well, I guess that answers the question of whether the Bears are rebuilding or reloading. From this first 26 minutes, I think we could safely say they've reloaded their guns. Kind of a squib kick by Mordecai. Marzak all over that one. Lang. Good quick touch passes. Marzak on the left. She's got space. Little difficult touch ahead of her. Nice drop pass to Lang. It's getting very windy out there. Very windy. Marzak, control. Lang, nice bridge. There's a lot of little subtleties that don't show up in the statistics in the papers, but they certainly mean a lot to the flow of the play for your team. Lang getting herself in position to receive the ball and deny her opponent the opportunity to get it. Nice through pass to Chin. With Ashley Rake all over her. And Rake draws the foul. Oh, miscommunication. Gorsica, one of the J.P. Stevens players, trying to exhort some effort out of their teammates. Has been a very lopsided game to this point. What's making it so successful for East Brunswick right now is everybody's moving up and down the field. There's no gaps in between the defense and the midfield, or the midfielders and the forwards. Everybody's moving in concert with each other. And Katrina Miklik will come out in favor of Christy Sherratt. Blanner gets it over to Sherratt. Marzak loses possession. James trying to find any help around there. She's been surrounded by 2 or 3 white shirts every time she touches the ball. Jess Campbell. Nice play back to Knoppenberger. Buys a little time and space. There were only 3 starters for the Lady Bears that were seniors. So this is looking to be more than just a short-term good fortune. Again, with only 1 game so far, well, not even a game, not even a half a game right now. They can only get better as a unit together. Christine Lane, not to be confused with Christy Lang. Now Brittany Mullings for the Hawks. It's the longest stretch the Bears have gone without scoring. It was only 2-0 after the 11-minute mark, and then within a 4.5-minute period, the Bears tacked on 3 more goals. And Lang's lurking on the left side there as J.P. Stevens tries to pull an offside trap, which is not successful. Let's see if Lang can win one-on-one battle here. And then we have a goal as Lisa Chin completes her hat trick with a nice pass from Caitlin Westcott. Well, just like I said early in the game, if they can make those quick passes, then J.P. Stevens is going to get clobbered by this offside trap. Westcott and Blanner come out. A little rest. And we'll see who came on pretty soon. Looks like Anna Wallace back in at a stopper position. Lang flings Shania Gosoffer back. Goss. Campbell. Just over the bar. Well, you need a scorecard to keep track of all the substitutions, and I'm glad I have one. Esposito coming in, replacing Marzak. Coach Kosa giving everybody a chance to get their feet wet. The opening game here. Chen. And the athletic director, Frank Knoppenberger, with a terrific save on that ball heading out of bounds. And Jen Greenbaum enters the game. Christy Lang coming over to the bench. About 7.5 minutes left in the first half. She'll probably get herself ready for the next half. Greenbaum trying to find Esposito on the left. Greenbaum kind of jostled from behind, but with a 6-0 lead, I don't think the Bears are going to get a lot of sympathy calls from the officials. Corsica. No help as 3 Bears sprint back in support on defense. One-on-one becomes a 3-on-4. Chin over on the right. Caruso. Campbell has got Chin going down the right side. Anna Wallace. I tell you, these kids are doing a great job trying to find those through passes. Nagy talking directions, calls for a back pass from Tagger, takes the pressure off of Tagger, and belted back in by Jenna Smith. Yeah, a little miscommunication. Christy Sherratt couldn't find Kerry Smith, and the Hawks will get a throw in deep in the Bear zone. Headed back in by Mullings. J.P. Stevens, I guess, probably begging for any kind of passes. I don't think I've seen more than I haven't seen two passes strung together by them yet. Stifling defense by East Brunswick. Caroline Knoppenberger out for a rest, and she'll be replaced by number 39, Megan Murphy, at the right back position. Chin trying to find a way around Goss. And Goss wins this battle, but Bears will get a throw in. If you've been channel surfing and decided to see what's going on here, we're near the end of the first half of the opening GMC girls varsity soccer action between the East Brunswick Lady Bears and the visitors from J.P. Stevens. East Brunswick jumping out early in the 3rd minute on a goal by Christy Lang. And in rapid fire succession, the score is built to 6-0. 3 goals by Lisa Chin, a 2nd goal by Lang, and the last goal, well, I shouldn't say the last goal, but the 6th goal scored by freshman Casey Caruso in her first varsity action. Smith with a quick volley. Greenbaum trying to head it through to Esposito. She's got control now. Just out of bounds. As soon as Greenbaum looked out to Esposito, you could see the Stevens defense starting to shift towards Lauren Esposito. Greenbaum couldn't quite recognize that. If she did, she could have probably deked over to her right and had a wide open path to the goal. I guess with the hat trick today, you could say J.P. Stevens is taking it on the chin, huh? The Lisa Chin. I won't be substituting for Letterman anytime soon. Boy, today would have been a great day to have the concession stand open with coffee. It's like late fall out here. Esposito will set up on the left side. Try to swing in a corner kick. She does, hits it deep outside. Campbell trying to catch up with it. All kinds of pressure from behind by Shelby Cadmus. Caruso with 2 defenders on her. Nice touch. And Esposito just saved by Mordecai. Good anticipation by the keeper, who's been shell-shocked so far. Unofficially, we're approaching the last minute of the first half. The official time will be kept on the field by the referees. Murphy with the throw in. And that will end the first half. 3 goals by Lisa Chin, 2 by Christy Lang, and 1 by freshman Casey Caruso. And at the end of our first 40 minutes of play, East Brunswick Lady Bears 6 and the J.P. Stevens Hawks nothing. And we will be back for the second half momentarily. And we get all set for the start of the second half. Coach Chris Nixon in her first game as varsity coach at J.P. Stevens. Probably trying to find a number of the train that's hit her so far. Not the beginning she was particularly looking for. Right away, Esposito steals a back pass. And still got the ball. Getting a little dizzy out there. Blanner, step up. Lang back to Blanner. Esposito with a big angle and just wide right. Now we'll see how they, looks like the Bears starting the second half the way they began the game. Their starting lineup intact out there. We'll see how he revolves as this second half wears on. Look for another rapid substitution pattern as everybody gets a pretty long taste of action today. Corsica. Nice recovery by the Bears. Basically, they've put a force field around their 18-yard box. Not letting J.P. Stevens get any kind of a threat for shots right now. And as we, early in the second half, we're going to have a goalkeeper change as Amanda Nagy will come out in favor of Jessica Barker. I'm sorry, Danielle Barker. Sorry, Danielle. I should know better than that. Getting her first varsity action. Quick swing down the wing by Chen. That'll be a throw in by the Hawks. East Brunswick playing terrific two-way soccer. Given the appearance, they have about 15 players on the field as midfielders are doing a tremendous job of getting back and also supporting the offense. The pregame enthusiasm they showed became infectious as the game started. Tagger racing up. Nice through ball to Esposito. See if she can catch up to it down the wing. And no such luck. For those of you who might be new to watching any of the soccer games, playing on this football field it's a good thing and maybe not so good thing sometimes, because with the crown and the narrow field, you get a lot more balls going out of bounds on the side. James trying to put a ball into the middle, hoping somebody going onto it. Christy Lang, offside. That's just not paying attention, as she had a defender right next to her. All she had to do is take a step or two back or run laterally. 6 Bears back on defense. And boy, you can see how hungry they are up front. As soon as the defenders and midfielders get the ball, you've got both Chin and Lang pointing, wanting that ball delivered through. I guess we'll have to see what kind of an effect this game has on J.P. Stevens. And they were a very confident bunch coming in, thinking they were going to be playing, and they, rightfully so, playing a young Bear team. But instead of a day at the park, it's turned out to be a little shop of horrors for them. Playing on the left. Lady Bears have a game tomorrow. Well, it'll be past tomorrow by the time you might see this, but against the Westfield team. Weather permitting, doesn't look good at this point. But of course they'll have the bigger games will be against the usual Piscataways, and Lang from Chin, and she scores. Well, we'll hold off on that as Christy Lang gets her 3rd goal of the game. And that boosts the score up to 7-0 in favor of the Lady Bears. It's a tough spot for a coach to be in. I mean, it's a great spot to be ahead 7-0, but you know, with sportsmanship and everything, on one hand, you want the kids to keep working and improving, but by the same token, if you tell them to just concentrate on passing the ball around, it's almost like you're poking fun or just making a farce of the game. And I think the Hawks would rather, well, they'd rather not see the score piled up, but they'd also rather not see them being toyed with either. Planner doing a good job with wearing Shelby Cadmus as a coat out there. Lang 1-on-3. Wallace, nice little dish off to Miklick. Switching fields. Miklick will put it right down the middle and get it back again. J.P. Stevens trying to pull their offside trap. They're going to get burned again if they're not careful. And they got away with that one as Esposito was a couple of steps off. Allie Lupsher and Stacy Stanislawski patiently awaiting their opportunity to get into the game. Ball played back to Barker, who puts it out the right flank. Good recovery by the Bears. Blanner. Really, nobody on Stevens has had any time or space to work with. Lang offside again when that ball gets played. Referee let it go as it didn't come there. Caruso down the right. Stanislavski and Lupscher in the game, replacing Lang and someone whose number I didn't get, so I'll get it later. Wallace, nice little pass. Miklik moving up into the offense. Oh, nice pass through with a left foot. Esposito trying to find an opening. And no, we'll let that go. With a 7-0 lead. As I said earlier, Bears aren't going to get a lot of calls from the officials right now. I'd say most of the play this half has been confined to the left side of the field, or the far side as you're looking on camera. Tell them to play over here a little more so we could see their numbers a little more clearly, would you? There might be a tendency, again, it's 7-0 lead, to kind of lose focus of the teamwork and just keep putting balls through, but there's no harm in doing that. But this little bit of possession work and can only help you in the long run. Esposito on the left. Tries to uncork a shot from about 35 yards. Wallace. Caruso. Anna Wallace on the right. Caruso hounding Jackie Might, hoping that she might not. What a smothering defense today. Again, Esposito hustling back. Just a very sound, fundamental game by the Lady Bears today. It's not one of these just kick it upfield and run after it. They've really earned their cracks at the net. Rachel Toporek trying to find any time or space. Backheads it to the middle, nobody there. Caruso on the right. Nobody in the middle except the keeper to pick that ball up. Yeah, usually you got 3, 4, 5, 6 ball kids on the sides of the field today running the lines. Today you got 2 little ball girls for working on behalf of the Lady Bears. Angela Marone and Cassie Riccio. We're probably getting as much of a workout sprinting up and down the field as the kids on the field, so couldn't do it without you girls. Be a few more years, we'll see those guys playing on the varsity. It seems to be the way it progresses from the little ones do the ball girls, and pretty soon, before you know it, you're calling their names on the telecast. Allie Loopsher looking for Wallace on the right. Caruso, nice fake, gets a little space. Wallace, nobody cutting in the middle there. Getting a little roughshod there. A high floater by Blanner. No problem for the keeper. Mordecai. We're 17 minutes into the second half of this game, if you're just tuning in. The Bears with hat tricks from Christy Lang and Lisa Chin. And a 7th goal by Casey Caruso. Seemingly have this game in the bag. 7-0. Not quite what we were expecting when we opened up here today. After the end of last year, the question wasn't whether J.P. Stevens could just keep it close, but whether they could win outright after giving the Bears fits and a tie and a narrow loss late last season. And we have a whole new crew, and now you got Jessica Petty, Rachel Chicky, Katie Wenz, Erica Zinberg, among others. We'll call them out as we see them. Jackie Might to toss it in. Wenz, Wallace, Chicky. The winds are certainly picking up. If I see a witch flying around on a broom, I'm going to start getting nervous here. Caruso with a step. Stanislavski down the left. She'll get control. The one aspect of having a lot of people on the bench is when you're out in the playing field and you see 8, 9, 10 people sitting on the bench wanting to come into the game, you put a little bit more of an effort out there. And senior Lauren Gelfman will come in for Anna Wallace. Stanislawski back to Wenz. Tries to chip it over the top. Zinberg, the left footer off the crossbar. Oh. And Caruso had it right in front of her. She stepped over the ball. And is going to be kicking herself after this game for that one. All she had to do was walk the ball into the net, but I think she kind of got a little over anxious and stepped over the ball. Chicky drops it back to Tagger. So one starter still in the game. Stanislawski. And we'll have a couple of more substitutes as Megan Murphy and Caitlin Westcott work their way onto the field, replacing Caruso and Kerry Smith. And we got a goalkeeping change too as we get the third keeper in the game, Kirsten Gash. Another freshman. Well, you really need a scorecard to keep track of everybody. Tagger's speed. And Gash will just chip that one out of danger. Shielded by Westcott, trying to find some opening, but Perez all over her. Wen slaps it down the right side. Wen's in the middle. Got Gelfman on the right. Try once again, gets a nice ball across. And over the bar. Stanislawski with a great opportunity, but sailed that one about 3-4 yards over the top of the crossbar. Even for Luz Cosa, this has got to set the record for number of substitutes in one game. And the last remaining starter has exited the field for the Bears as Ariel Taggart departs in favor of Christy Sherratt. Maybe that's the witch on the broom that we were talking about earlier, banging into the press box here. Spadoro trying to find anybody. Wens. Intercepted by Christine Lane. Sherratt will knock that out wide, and it'll go out of bounds off of Erica Zinberg. It's going to be a foot race now. Westcott in pursuit of Shania Goss. Stanislawski. Not a bad crowd for a Friday afternoon, and not the nicest of days for sitting out there. Oh, it just occurred to me that cheerleaders disappeared. Probably to get ready for their football game tonight. Nice cross in the middle. At this stage of the game, it appears both teams and the referee are kind of watching the clocks right now, as the Bears have built an insurmountable lead. "7-0, as they would say across the pond. Gelfman trying to work with Loopsher. Double teamed over there. And we got a score. That'll make it 8-0. Yeah, looks like we got a goal from Caitlin Westcott with a feed from Allie Loopsher. And that 7-0 margin just balloons to 8-0. Well, I know people that read the preseason polls are going to look this one with wrinkled brow in the paper tomorrow. Another potential break cleared out by Ashley Rake. was a good call on closing that window earlier, Pete. Oh, the referees seem to cut the first half short by a few seconds. I wouldn't be surprised if they've speeded up progress of their stopwatches with an 8-0 game going on right now. Well, the good thing today, we've had no stoppages for any injuries. Chicky out to Gelfman. Nice play to the middle. Gelfman gets it back. Steps through 2 defenders. Nice no touch by Westcott. She made a very good dummy move and sprinted down the side. See if she could find someone. Ali Loopsher switches the ball to the left, flicked on by Stanislawski. And a nice save as Gelfman went in. Keeper did the only thing she could do is come sprinting out after that ball and deflect it. Good effort by both that time. Chance for J.P. Stevens. Gash has not faced a shot. Danielle Barker did not face a shot. And Nagy touched the ball a couple of times from long distance. Workmanlike effort over there by number 4 for the Hawks, Bernadette Gorsica. And she'll draw a corner kick. One of the few opportunities the Hawks have had in the Bears box today. Headed in just over the bar by Lindsey James. Almost said Jesse James, but she'd be shooting blanks today. A race down the right side. Cadmus with good hustle to stop the potential 9-0 game. I tell you, the midfield has been the key to today's game. You know, the goal scorers do their thing, but it's been just tremendous two-way play on the part of the midfield for the Bears. And again, it gives the opponent the impression they're playing against 15 or 16 people on the field instead of just 11. And more changes. I'd say today sets the unofficial record for substitutions by Coach Kosa in his 27th season. Chicky puts it into the middle. Wentz tries to touch it through. And Gash will get her first chance to, or second chance. That's a tough thing being the keeper of a team that's been dominating all day, is you tend to get a little stiff out there. And then when the action does come down your way, you may not be mentally or physically ready for it. I'll say, except for the offside calls today, I honestly can't recall more than 1 or 2 fouls being whistled out there by the referees. First chance by Stevens. Ball's in the box. Oh, Gorsica gets called for offside. Tough break. Cadmus still with the ball. And it's going to hang around the left corner. And it'll be off the Bears. Long throw. And Gaska jostled with the ball, but they're going to give a corner kick to the Hawks. Long corner, headed down and right into Gas's hand. She played that very nicely, protecting the far post, so when the ball came across, she could just ease herself into position. Got 8 Bears back in the box trying to keep that shutout intact. Teams take a lot of pride in their ability to keep their opponent off the scoreboard. Ooh, collision between Campbell and Cadmus for the Hawks. Three people back for the Hawks. A lot of play confined to the between the 18-yard lines right now. Well, unofficially, we're under 2 minutes in the second half. Just to recap the scoring, just under 3 minutes into the match, Christy Lang scored off a pass from Anna Wallace. At the 11-minute mark, Lisa Chin scored unassisted. And then within a span of 11 minutes, late in the first half, Casey Caruso got on the board with her first varsity goal. Followed in succession by Lisa Chin, Christy Lang, and Lisa Chin again. Lang opened up the scoring in the second half to make it 7-0, and Caitlin Westcott has put the final goal in, at least right now. And that's where we stand. East Brunswick Lady Bears 8 and J.P. Stevens Hawks nothing. I'd say it's been a total team effort today. It's been a little somewhat ragged in the second half with the variety of substitutions and unfamiliar combinations, but Overall, a very work-like effort, a lunch pail effort, if you will. And those kind of efforts are going to take them far this year if they can keep it up. And the Bears really don't have much time to rest because they've got an early morning game against a strong Westfield team on Saturday. And that's going to do it from J. Doyle Field in East Brunswick on this chilly, late fall-like afternoon. And the opening game of the season, the East Brunswick Lady Bears with total domination of the Hawks from J.P. Stevens. Final score, East Brunswick 8 and J.P. Stevens nothing. On behalf of the crew from EBTV and myself, good evening.